Hi everyone, this is Anna, one of your consumer technology specialists at Mid-Continent Public Library. Today we are going to be continuing our Browser Basics series by learning how to open a private window. A private internet browsing window does not store cookies, and cookies are the small text files that are added to your computer by websites when you visit them. These small files do track how you navigate each website. So think of these little files like breadcrumbs in the story of Hansel and Gretel. So the breadcrumbs, they laid them down so that they'd be able to find their way back where they had come. This is the same thing that these cookies files do. They document a path of where and how you've used the websites. Companies can then use these trails to create targeted advertising. So if you've ever been shopping online for something and then within a day or two you start seeing ads for the very same type of item, this is how that happens, these files. So in a private browser, your computer system would not be saving those files once you exit the browsing window. One thing we do want to note is that while a private window will not keep track of those cookies files, they do not hide your internet activity from anyone who has administrative rights to your computer. This could include your school, if it's a school computer, your employer, if it's a work device, or your internet service provider for any home personal devices. But it can help protect your personal information and passwords from becoming vulnerable. A couple things that are common to all of these private browsers are when you close your browsing session. So you've opened up your internet browsing window, you've turned on your private browsing mode, you've done what you need to do, and then you press the X and exit out of the browser window, you will then have turned off the private browsing session. It will not pop up that way again the next time you open your internet browser. So this is something that you would need to do every time you open your internet browser in order to have it function as the private browsing. Another thing that you'll want to note is when you are using a private browsing session, it will not remember any of your passwords. So any passwords that you put in, you would need to put in every time. So email, your library card number, anything that you enter in that the traditional version of the internet browser would save or autofill in, that is not going to happen in the private browser. So today I am going to be showing you how to open a private browser in 3 different web browsers: Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and Mozilla Firefox. These 3 internet browsers were chosen because they are fairly well known and popular, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use them in alphabetical order. The first browser that we are going to look at today is called Google Chrome. So I'm just going to click on the Google Chrome icon on my desktop to open it up. And the icon is a multicolored circle, red, yellow, and green, with a solid blue circle in the middle. Okay, and when we have it open, the first thing we want to note is that Google Chrome calls their private browser incognito. So to turn on incognito mode, you can do 2 things. You can either use a keyboard shortcut, which is Control-Shift-N as in Nancy, or you can click the three dots menu that is in the upper right corner of your browser window. And then in the drop down there, you'll select New Incognito Window. And now that we have this open, let's look at some of the visual changes. The header is now black. There is the incognito symbol next to the tab row at the very top. And that same incognito symbol, the spy character, is also going to stay visible as long as you're in a private browsing session. So if you don't see that, odds are that somehow the private browsing session has been ended. Either you may have closed the tab that was private, or if you close your entire internet browser window, that also would end the browsing session. The next browser we are going to look at is Microsoft Edge, and we're going to open it again from our desktop. The Microsoft Edge icon is an interpretation of the letter E for Edge. It is a round circular icon, and it is the one that is different shades of blue and green. And Microsoft Edge calls their private window in private browsing. So to turn on a private browsing window in Edge, we are going to go to the settings. That's the three dots menu in the top right corner. And then we're going to click New in Private Window, or we can also use the keyboard shortcut, which is Control-Shift-N as in Nancy. So once we have that open, now there are some visual changes to let us know that we are in the private window. This also has a black header and a blue in private flag that's next to the address bar. The in private flag is going to stay in the browser window to let you know that you have the in private browsing activated. So if you close that tab, or if you close out that browser window, that would end your in private session. And so if you don't see the in private flag, you are just using the normal version of the browser at that point. The last browser we're going to look at today is Mozilla Firefox. So I will open it from the icon on my desktop. This is the icon that looks a bit like a orange yellow fox around a purple circle. Just like the others, it is a very rounded icon, but this one does look like a fox. We do just want to note that Mozilla Firefox calls their private browser a private window. To open Firefox's private browsing window, they do have a shortcut just like the others. It is going to be Control-Shift-P for private. And also like the other browsers, we can also go to our three-line menu that's in the upper right-hand corner. Now this one is 3 lines instead of 3 dots. We'll click that, and then in that drop-down menu, we'll select New Private Window. With this new window open, we want to look at the visual changes. They're going to include the private symbol of a mask that is on the right-hand side of the tab row. That indicates that you do have the private browsing turned on, and the mask symbol will stay in your browsing window until you close out that browsing session. This has been just a very quick tutorial on how to open private browsing windows in three main internet browsers. Again, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and Mozilla Firefox. Check back next time when we go over another topic in our Browser Basics series. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you let us know. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook on our MCPL 360 page. We have new videos every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. And if you missed the live event, you can always find all of our videos on our YouTube channel. You can find all of our videos there on our Consumer Technology playlist. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you again next time.